Good morning. It is 9:35 a.m. on Thursday, February 28th. I think that's right. Uh, uh, I'm Christiana Ellis, and I just got up and took a shower. This is 5 more minutes. So I am out here on the front porch of the cabin today. A lot of the cabins further up on the hill, there are actually new construction. You could see that one of them is actually still being built, and that's just because there's still actually a lot of lingering damage here from the fires a couple of years ago. You can still see scars on the hills, so to speak. I don't know why I said so to speak. I mean, that's literally what I mean, fire scars. So yesterday, as planned, instead of working on the same piece of fiction that I had been working on the rest of the week and will be returning to today, I worked on adapting one of the things that I did for my So Many Levels D&D campaign. I run the t-shirt today. I adapted that, like writing it like into a D&D module, like something that you could sell on those like DM's Guild and Marketplace and Soren, that sort of thing. And I found myself more out of my comfort zone than I expected, because not only is this something that I do all the time for the regular game in terms of coming up with scenarios and everything, but also this is an encounter that I wrote before, but at the same time, some of the things that I think I didn't fully anticipate were just like, in my own head, I know that I don't have to come up with a lot of detail in advance, because I can kind of just riff it in the moment, or things that I already kind of have a mental picture of and just kind of need shorthand reminder, and I don't need it. But if I'm doing this for someone else, how much detail do I need to include for them? And it seems like there's really no fixed standard. So it's a question, just like in any fiction, I suppose, you have to decide how much detail to go into versus, like with setting descriptions, say, or character descriptions or whatever, how much detail to use, or how much to leave up to the imagination. And so even though that's still a challenge for any type of writing, my instincts felt off trying to write this. And also just, I guess, formatting, like, and, balancing, like how flexible to try to make it for parties of different, group sizes and power levels. So some of that stuff kind of made me more anxious about it than I'd like. And then, of course, it was a little bit hard to stay off Twitter, too, with all the, like, the Cohen testimony stuff, which is, like, it's the classic train wreck analogy in the sense that, like, the amount that I care is relatively small in the scheme of things, but it's hard to look away. So that was kind of a distraction, too. So I kind of actually spent a big chunk of yesterday really in my own head and feeling a little weird. I think I also didn't eat very healthy yesterday, which can't have helped. But in the evening, there was a little bit of time where I kind of just went back up to my room and lay there in the dark, just sort of trying to settle my thoughts a little bit. I didn't have to be there, so it's not like I'm, I guess I chose that was the setting that I felt like I needed at the moment. Ooh, ladybug. But yeah, so, I was feeling a little anxious and, was kind of not sure what was wrong. And I think some of it can be, too, that, like, as much as I love this trip, it becomes a high expectation thing, right? You can with a big important trip or something like this, it's only once a year or maybe even less frequent. you put a lot of expectations and hopes on it, and it's kind of like it can be a lot of pressure. Like, am I having enough fun? Is this, is this as good as I hoped? And obviously, it's a silly state of mind to be in. And so, fortunately, I was able to kind of pull myself out of it enough to go down and play some Super Smash Brothers Ultimate with a few people and have a few drinks, and then read bad romance novels aloud. That felt better. So in the meantime, back to the novel today. So I'll talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.